Hello everyone. Greetings. We are back with our another video. We are doing this for our DS6. We are sorting an array, and the program will be done in software. So this is my team. Tanish Gandhi, 19BCT 0124. Dhruv Singh, 19BCT 0110. Shubham Shankaram, 19BCT 0092. Sarthak Gulati, 19BCT 0119. Myself, Kartikeya, 19BCT 0112. And to start with the software installation and the basic procedure to start in ARM, I'm handing it over to Tanishq.
Thank you, Karthikeya. So we are using MDK ARM version 4.74 for our assignment. So this is Kale. This is the software we are installing from Kale.com. So this is the link mdk474.exe. So once we installed it, I have already installed it. So let me open the Kale software. So this is the Kale software which we are using, and this is the version 4 of Kale software. Here we are going to create a new microvision project. Let's name it as DS6, and I will save it. So here we are going to use LPC2148 as our device. You can check the description given here, which is for the device LPC2148. So we will click OK. Then we are not going to add any startup.s to our project folder. So the target is created and we have our source group here. Here we write a code in a new file, but as already we have written the code in one file, we are adding the existing files to our source group one, and I have named this as count.asm. So I am adding this count.asm to my source group. So this is the code count.asm. So we are counting the positive and negative number. Now I would like to ask Sarthak to continue from here.
Thank you, Tanish. So we have the program's code on the screen, and as we see that there is an area directive that is given in each of the ARM codes as seen as the previous assignments. So area directive is a place where the code will be stored as a particular location and can take any name of a choice. As the name is a string and the code is a read-only code, here we will be following the procedure where we can take the excess data from the memory, and this data can be processed from the ARM processor. Unlike the previous assignments where an immediate operand was provided by us, so this code here is in two parts, wherein one is the data path and one is the code path. So line 4 and line 5 are the data paths, wherein the data and the code given next to and the next part of the program is the logic part of the program. So to explain the logic part of the program, I'd like Dhruv Singh to continue.
Okay, so here as we can see in line number 9, R5, the register R5 is being loaded with a constant value equal to n. And it points to the data containing 31 bits which will be 0 and the MSB being 1. In the line number 10, the next line, we can see that the register R1 is now being loaded with the first address of the array, with the address of the first element of the array. And in line number 11, we're storing the number of elements, which is the count in the register R2. Now to explain the program further, I'll pass it on to Karthikeya.
Thank you, Dhruv. So to understand what's happening in line number 3, we need to understand what's happening in in 13, we need to understand what's happening in line number 3 and what's happening in line number 9. So basically in line number 3, it's written like array DCD. So what does DCD mean? DCD basically means DCD reserves first 32 bits of a word which points to the stack. It is not the stack entirely, but then it points to the first element, first 32 bits. And DCD directive allocates one or more words of memory aligned on 4-bit boundaries and define the initial runtime content of the memory. Now once we have understand that, what's happening in line number 9, like Dhruv already explained before, the register R5 has the address of has a value of n. Now to understand what's happening in line number 13, LDR basically means the load and store. So R0 is the value at the memory at the value at the address location at R5 is stored into R0, and that's the same case that happens in the 14th line. And now 15th line is a simple statement where we are adding R0 and R4 and storing it in R0. And 16th line, we are adding R1 with 4 and storing it in R1 again. And now to continue from here on, I'm passing it on to Shiva.
So from the line 17th, R naught will be compared to 0, 0 to find is it positive or negative. So if it is positive, add PL, which is line number 18th will be executed, and R3 will be incremented by 1 and stored it in R3 only. And if the compare function gives the negative value in R naught, the R6 value will be decremented and stored in R6 only. After that, we'll subtract the R2, which is the count of the number, and the line 21, which is BNE LBL, branches the code to back to the line 12, which we have written LBL. Then, at the first iteration, the first array element will be there, and after that the second, and after like this 9 times it will be iterate a loop back, and then it will end the program. So from now Tanishq will show the output of the program.
Okay, thank you, Shubham. So we will translate the program. We can see the 0 errors and 0 warnings. Then we will build the program. Again, we have no error, so we will go with debug. So once we debug the code, we can observe the disassembly registers and our code here. So this is the line from where the code will start, as this all 1 to 8 line is initialization of the code. So our code will start from 9th line. So we will go on. We will also have a check on CPSR register on the values of NZ and basically NZ and C. So we'll go step by step. First thing what will happen is R5 will be initialized with the N value, the address of the N value. So 00005C is the address where N value is stored. The next step is where R1 is having the address location of the array where the array is stored. So first address location where the array is stored. So R1 contains the address. Next step is we are moving count of number of elements in the array in R2 register. So here 9 elements are there. So we are moving it in the R2 register. So next is the loop which we are going to run. So first step is we are passing the N value in R0 register. So as you can see, 2147483648 in hexadecimal is stored in R0. Then in R4 we are passing the first element of the array, that is 11223343. Then we are doing a AND operation with R0 and R4. Here you can observe that after doing the AND operation, our R0 is changed to 0. So here we are in the next step we are incrementing the R1 register for with 4, as each data byte is 4 bits. So now it will point to the next element. Here we will compare the R0 with is it 0. So as we can see, our R0 is 0. So in the next step, the R3 register will get incremented with 1, as it is a positive number. So here you can check that N is 0. So when N is 0 and MSB, that is R0 value is 0, the number is positive number and R3 is initialized with 1. And the next step we are subtracting R2 with 1. So we have left with 8 elements. Similarly, we will go with the next number. This green line indicates that the loop is there. So when we go to next number and when we compare it, as this is a negative number, you can check that R0 MSB is initialized with 1. So 100 turns to 8. And now you check here N bit is initialized with 1, which indicates that it is a negative number. So as we are storing the negative number in R6 register, R6 register will be initialized with the count 1. So similarly, we will go on till we pass through all the numbers in the array. So here you can check that R2 register is having count of 4, now 3, now 2, so and now 1. So one element is left. Yes, then we are done with the code, and we can observe that R6 contains the value 5, which means there are 5 negative values, and R3 contains the value 4, which means there are 4 positive values. You can check here, there are 4 positive values and 5 negative values. So our code has run successful, and this is the output of the program to count the number of positive and negative numbers in the array. Thank you.